All right. Welcome back to another episode of Reach the Unreachable, a GFI podcast. I'm your host, Sherry, and today we have the pleasure of having James on the call with us. Good morning, James.
Good morning.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, James.
I used to play football and basketball from little league all the way through semi-pro from like I was 6 to 25, and then from the age of 25 until more recently, which I'm gonna put my years out there. I guess I can
Yeah,
40.
your age.
So from about 25 to around 40, I've coached little league football with
Nice.
the Mifflin Sharks and the Columbus Saints.
So basically giving back to the community that you grew up in, sounds like.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome, awesome. So, what's going on with you now? You still coaching?
Uh, well, I would like to. We're trying to, since COVID, the Saints
Yeah.
shut down sort of had to shut down the organization, and the president, Randy Prennup, he retired. So he did give me the authorization to, revamp the Saints, but it's
Okay.
just something. It's sort of hard to do by myself.
Yeah, so I will say that sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. I'm tried. More than likely, will go to another organization. Uh, if I can't do the bring back
Yep,
the Saints.
yep. I think you probably find some opportunities out there to give back.
Yeah, there's the Ice, the Sharks,
Nice,
Vikings. So
awesome, awesome. Okay, so tell us a little bit about your fitness journey. We all have a fitness journey, I'm sure.
yes, I used to be really in shape, and then I had children,
Okay.
and I became a full-time father. And for the
Nice,
past 5.5 years, I've had full custody of my kids, and
nice.
I've been I've definitely picked up weight by finishing all the meals and
Yeah.
lack of sleep and all that
Parenting will do
stuff.
that to you.
Yeah, so I'm on my own fitness goal again in
Hey,
my
there
in
you
my
go.
in my
Don't forget
life.
that mental fitness. Gotta keep that mind sharp for them babies.
Yeah, that's it. God, and I also have a younger. My youngest, she's 4, so I
Oh,
have two
nice.
girls and one boy. So I definitely got to try to stay in shape.
Yeah, yeah, because you ain't gonna be able to keep up with them without it.
Yeah,
I got grandbabies I'm chasing after now. All my babies are grown, so now I
yeah.
gotta
No,
keep up with the
I don't have that
grandbabies.
luxury.
Yeah, my youngest.
God bless me a little later on in life.
Yeah, yeah. I started early for sure. I started early, ended early.
Yeah, I want to say 32,
That's good.
32 or 30. Yeah, 32, about 33 when I had my first child.
Awesome. That's awesome. Because we
Mhm.
don't like babies having babies. So
Yeah, no,
I was
was
one of
not
the
that
babies
case.
having babies.
I was not that case. No,
But I
no.
was married at the time too. So
Yes, I've not yet to find a wife.
hey, the word says he who finds a wife finds a good thing. So
Right.
he's hoping for a good thing in your future.
One day.
Yep. Yep. There is somebody. All right. So if so you did a lot in sports. Tell us a little bit about some of your experience there. I know you said you was coaching children, so and
Yeah.
team. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about
So let's see. I first started, I want to say 2012 with the Sharks, and we won,
that. Okay.
I want to say 4 championships.
Teaching winning teams. Okay, I see you.
Yeah. So with the Sharks, I want to say we won 4 championships, and with the Saints, I've won 5.
Awesome.
So yeah, um, it's hard work, discipline,
Yeah,
and
of
we
course.
make sure that the kids know that academics is a huge part.
Yeah.
If you're not getting good grades, then you can't play. So
Yeah.
that's part of the journey as well. So, and we just try to build up the young men in our communities.
Nice. Awesome. So
Yeah.
was it only boys that you were coaching?
No, I actually
Okay.
coached one of my younger cousins.
Uh-huh.
She was on the Sharks.
Okay.
Constance. I coached her, and there were, as the years go on, there were one or two, definitely at
Okay.
least two more. I want to say girls that coach
Okay.
football. You know, I they played. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They didn't always get to start,
Yeah,
but
that's cool.
they did get to play.
That's awesome. Awesome. Wanted to make sure we give the girls some opportunities there.
Yeah, I mean, if they wanted to play, I'm not gonna like if obviously their moms had them there, so
Right. You know, there's a
just
few
coach them the
tomboys in the
game.
world.
Yeah, there's some tomboys out there. I understand. So uh,
So,
we let them play.
yep, that's awesome. So, tell me a little bit about if you had to give some fitness tips. What kind of fitness tips would you give out? Sounds
As
like you
far
know
as
good
for
stuff about
children or
fitness.
adults,
Anybody that might need some fitness tips, because I know some things that apply to children and adults, like for example, drinking water. Everybody got to drink water when they're
yes,
exercising and stuff. So,
yes.
and you can do it for like so GFI we do fitness for teens and adults. So, and then we also know that someone who's participating in sports, they have a different regimen as far as how much water they drink, how much food they eat and stuff. So just whatever information you can throw out there to help our listeners.
Okay, yeah. So you definitely want, like you said, keep a high intake of water. Try to drink at least 4 bottled waters a day.
Right.
Be also high intake of fruits and vegetables.
Nice.
Um, and then you also try to get to know your own body health. Like
Mhm.
some people, like for instance, my daughter, for whatever reason, her digestive tract
Mhm.
has issues. So
Yeah, that
and like
happens.
bread and cheese and
Mhm.
things like that really back her up. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right. Yeah.
So try to know your own body.
Right. That's
Uh,
good.
know, yeah, if you're allergic to something or something
Right.
backs you up, gets you really
Yep.
constipated.
Yep.
That's something that we don't want. You want to have good flow uh,
Right.
daily with your body.
Yep, and that's great to point out because a lot of people they try to like follow what other people are doing, but we're all different. And so
Not everybody's different.
what works for one person may not work for another person. And a lot of people don't understand that. It's like, well, you did this to reach this goal. Maybe I should do that. Well, it may not work for you. And people need to understand that you
Right,
got to tailor stuff to your needs. That's what we try
right.
to do at GFI. Find out what individuals need, not what like a whole group needs. We can train a whole group of people, but we actually have to get down to the individual needs in order for them to actually reach their fitness goals.
That is facts.
Pointed
I
that
would
out.
also say stay away from like sugary cereals.
Yeah,
Stay away from fast food.
yeah.
For breakfast, try to eat fruits,
Mhm.
granola, yogurt.
Yeah.
Those are generally eggs.
Mhm.
Me personally, I try to stay away from like red meats. I don't eat pork. Uh, my main diet consists of is chicken, fish, and vegetables, fruits
Nice.
and vegetables. That's my main consistent diet. That's probably what I pretty much eat every day. Now, if you want to be athletic, you have to have a high intake of green leafy vegetables
Mm.
because that's what gives oxygen to your blood. Now, we all have to have it, but as
Right.
an athlete, it is super important to have high oxygen levels in your blood so
Nice.
that you can have high peak performance.
Awesome. Awesome. So if you know of a parent who's thinking about enrolling their kids in the sports, what kind of
Mhm.
advice would you give them?
Um, I would definitely say talk to the coaches, talk to the parents who've been on the teams before that. Try to get because some people will say, and I'm not going to say which organizations this is, but some people say they're all kids, so all kids to get to play and don't be so focused on just winning championships.
Right.
So,
They say that.
al- although I love to win. Now,
Right.
don't get me wrong. Yes, I am playing to win.
Yes.
But you know, they'll never get to learn the game if they don't get to play it.
Right.
So try to go with the organization where you feel your kid can fit.
Yeah.
So like in basketball, there's a lot of AAU teams. If you
Yeah.
have a intermediate beginner basketball player, then you're not going to stick him on a AAU traveling squad to
Right.
where he won't get to learn the game that well. He'll get to learn the game, but it'll be a little slower than where if you put him on a rec league or something like that,
Right.
to
Right.
where he can get more of a hands-on experience. I'm not saying that AAU isn't a hands-on experience, but if
Right.
you're not already quote unquote developed somewhat,
Yeah.
just going into an AAU, you're going to be
Yeah.
they're going to
All
outshine you.
before you
They'll
can walk.
outshine. They'll be out talented.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. And we want the kids to feel like they're making progress. We want them to feel like they're a part of a team,
right.
that the parents haven't just thrown them over to the wolves or whatever. So
Right. And I
yeah.
mean, there's so many different organizations, and like even with our organization, yeah, we focus on winning, but
Mhm.
it also was important that every kid get to play. You might not get to start,
Right.
but by the end of the game, every kid gets to play.
Awesome. That's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. What other tidbits of information you want to share with us today?
As far as with the health,
Whatever.
let's
Some knowledge.
see, health, health, health of knowledge. I'll say with children,
Hmm.
um, be aware of their mental develop as well as their physical development.
Nice.
And I've had to coach or mentor or talk to some children about like things that were going on in school or
Yeah.
even at home sometimes, and not all the times they don't have both parents there,
Right.
and dealing with a lot of young men in our community. Not a lot of times. Now I will say it was about 50-50 as time progressed, but I'll say later on when I first started coaching,
Hmm.
there weren't a lot of fathers out there. And then
Right.
as time go on, I'm starting to see more fathers. But
Nice.
when I first started back in like 2012, I would say it was like an 80-20, 80
Yeah.
being more or less the mothers there,
Yeah.
20 being the fathers there.
Right.
Um, and even if parents don't get along, try to get along for that children or that child or for your children and communicate together what's best for your children,
Right.
and try to just try to learn and what's going on what's on your children's mind.
Right.
It's because I mean, yeah, we're focusing on the body, but the mind is
Right. Right. Yeah.
very important because
Sure.
you don't know if they're being bullied on or picked with or
Right. Yep.
having if they feel like this something's too hard for them. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So just sit down and talk to the children. That's very important to
Awesome.
learn who they are
Yes, because
mentally.
kids aren't what they used to be.
Yeah, and with all because let me tell
It's
you,
crazy
let
the
me
way the
tell
world has changed for how children grow up today, and I know a lot of it has to do with technology because,
that and this
um,
whole
yep,
other issues that we have going on. I don't want to talk about that right now, but
right,
his kids are going through a lot,
yeah, yeah,
and some things that I've never even thought about as a child.
right,
Children are dealing with, and they want to bring it in school.
yeah,
So and that's something that us adults or people that are in these children's circles, we definitely need to talk to them about.
right,
Because I'm a coach, I'm not going to talk about personal things with your child. I mean, if they
right,
ask me about it, I'm
right,
yeah. I mean, yeah, we do talk about personal things. Like, hey, coach, I got a
right,
girlfriend.
yep.
Blah 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 blah. Hey, we got those type of moments with our kids as
It's
well.
more of a listening experience. Sounds like that. The child wants to talk about something. You're there to hear what they have to say. Let them get it off their chest. Because if they
Yeah,
hold stuff in, we all know that that's not good for anybody, child
right,
or adult.
right,
And so,
exactly.
as a coach, what we often have to do is provide a listening ear. Because sometimes if they could just get it out, it makes them feel better at the very
A
least. And
whole
then
lot
at the
better.
same time, once you know what they're dealing with, you can have access to different resources that you can like provide them with, provide their parents with, to say, okay, your child came to me and was talking about this. Have you considered letting them speak to this person or letting them go to do this thing? And so
Mhm.
we have opportunities, yes, to help the children with their personal issues. At the same time, because of our background, it's not up to us to actually guide them, direct
Right,
them, but more to provide resources to their parents and let
right.
them know that there's someone who cares. Because a lot of times kids are like bottling stuff up because they feel like they can't talk to anybody.
Or
And
like you
but
said, they
if
want just
we
someone. They
listen,
just want someone to care.
yep,
Yeah.
they just like how might get it wrong. They say that a lot of times, and this goes for children as well as adults, they don't care what you know until they know that you care. So
Right.
so yeah, so that's awesome, and something that parents need to.
Or they don't care about issues until you're gone. You know, because
Right,
then it's like,
right.
oh, you
Yep,
know what I'm saying? And we
yep.
have a lot of mental health
Mm-hmm.
going on with
A lot of
youth
mental health issues. Yeah,
that to
crazy.
just because I feel like they've been exposed to so
Yep,
much these
yep,
days.
that's what it is.
So, it's just they don't know. They're so confused on a lot of
Right.
issues.
Yep,
So sometimes they just need somebody to sit there and talk to them. They're children. Nothing is indefinite at this
exactly.
time in their
Yeah.
life. But just try to talk to them and try to help them on
Right.
a path in which them and their parents
Yep,
on
yep.
a path that would be best for them.
Yep. And I know in some instances we have parents who say, oh, he or she's a kid, they'll bounce back. Sometimes they can't bounce back without some help. We just need
Now,
parents
see,
to
now
understand.
to go back there, because I mean, there's things that mentally help could
Hmm.
have quote unquote helped me back, even like because I was a chunky child, and when it was skins versus tees, I'm like, oh, I'll definitely be on the T squad because I'm not trying to show my skin. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just being real,
Yep,
and
yep,
that's
that's true.
psychologically messed with me for
Yep,
some years, to where I was made sure that I wasn't going to be chunky no more, so I didn't have
yeah,
to feel like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying. But now that I'm 40, I'm back to being chunky, and that I'm fine with it in my age.
Right.
I'm fine within myself.
Ooh. Well, some of us are working on not being chunky. Yeah, as a male,
But I'm
you
not.
have
I'm not.
opportunity to bounce back a
Yeah.
little bit
I'm not. I'm
faster
not.
than
I'm not. I
you
didn't get
know.
obese. I got out of shape.
There you go.
So and it happens to the best of us.
It does.
It happens to the best of
There's
us.
nothing you can do about age, and age is a factor. Age will make
Time waits for no one.
exactly.
But saying that, uh, as we get older,
Mhm.
if we can just try to stay physically active,
Yep.
that goes a long way. If you
Yep.
can just break a sweat
Yep.
3 to 4 times a week,
Yep.
that's really all you need to stay in shape.
Sure.
As I mean, not like six
Stay
pack.
away from those cookies
Yeah,
and
low
that
sugar
ice cream.
intake. Yes, low sugar intake.
Yep.
Stay active.
Yep.
Will definitely,
For
if you
sure.
just walk around for a mile a day, just
Yep.
you don't gotta run, you don't gotta lift serious weights, you don't gotta
Right.
press thoughts or whatever. And none of us are trying to be superior athletes.
Right.
So I mean,
We just
there's
try to survive.
yeah, we will be okay with
Yes, we will.
just staying I'm not saying the bare minimum, but just not
Yeah.
over, because we're more or less going to hurt ourselves dude. Our ages now.
Don't hurt yourself, people.
We ain't trying to hurt. We ain't trying to pull no growing
Know your
muscles.
limits. Work
Know
within
your
your limits.
limits. That's right. On your
Stretch
food,
yourself, but work within your limits. Don't go out there and injure yourself.
yes, so like I tell my children, like, know your limits as far like when they eat. Eat
Mm-hmm.
till you're full. I don't care how much I
Right.
give you on this plate.
Yep.
Eat till you're full, and we can throw the rest away. I'm not saying be wasteful
Right.
now, but what I'm saying, eat till you're full.
Yep.
And I'm not going to force you to eat anymore, because that's something that I know I had to deal with as a child. I don't want nothing left on that plate. Well, man, you gave it
Exactly.
to
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was thinking it. I was about to say it. I was like,
I
coming
was
back,
8. I didn't
it
eat
was
2
like,
pounds of
look.
lasagna.
It was like, look, you gonna clean that plate, and then and the funny part is that that's how I grew up. And then whenever I was raising my children, I would be like, I kind of shifted it slightly, but it was still kind of the same concept. Whatever
No,
you
me
put
too.
on that plate, that's what you got to eat. So
No,
don't get
me
too
facts.
much, because if you get too much, you still got to eat it. So I kind of had the same mentality, but it shifted a little bit. It's still bad. So
I
now it's
realized I
like,
started giving my kids like adult portions, and I was like, okay, I'm tripping.
right,
I'm tripping. I mean, how is daddy's fault?
right. So, so that's good, because just like my granddaughter was eating, I think it was yesterday, she was eating something, and she hadn't finished it. She said, "I'm full." I was like, "Well, stop eating." So
Yeah, that's it. You full,
that's
you
it.
full. There's
You
no use
full,
eating more.
stop eating,
But
because
that's why I pick up weight, because I finish what they
yep,
don't.
yep.
That's, so
That's
that's
the
how I
problem
ended
we
up.
all go through. As a
That's how I
parent
ended
who
up
was
picking up
raised with
weight.
clean that plate, it's like, okay, the child didn't clean the plate. I gotta clean the plate.
I gotta finish it,
You
but I'm
gotta
like, man, stop.
you gotta get out of that
I'm
mentality.
full too.
It's a hard road to cross, but we gotta get to the other side.
Now, what I will say for my sweets with my children,
Hmm.
I bake their cookies or their cakes or anything like that, and
So
I'll
you know
do
what's
the
going in there.
everything I do. I try to do everything that's unbleached,
Yep.
and I try to do like natural cane versus
Yep.
cane sugar versus the
Yep. Processed
artificial
stuff. Yeah.
processed stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
The top.
that's another thing that I try to do. So I know exactly what they are getting.
Right. Yep.
So
Good.
that's something that my kids like. Daddy's a chef. I'm not really a chef. It's just I'm always cooking
Just
everything,
watching out for what they're eating.
so
That's all.
I know what they're
Right.
eating.
Yep. You
Yeah,
start them early, because whatever values you instill in them now, that's gonna grow with them.
yeah. Like
That's
I
what
always
happened to
tell them,
us.
I tell them fast food isn't real food. I tell them it's fake food. So
Hey,
they're like, ah,
whatever it
so
takes.
so fast food is fake food. But that's in my household. When they go in
Right.
other households, it's not the
Right.
same. So it's like, oh yeah, we get to eat
But
McDonald's.
yeah, exactly. That's why, okay, you can't go over there every week.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Oh, it's great stuff.
Yeah, that's basically what I try to do, and then I don't try to And so then, like a lot of parents, like far as me, like
Hmm.
I was a athlete, and I was trying to be the best that I could be, right?
Right.
As an athlete that I could be,
Right.
and as a coach, I sort of put that on my children,
Hmm.
as for them to be the best that they can be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you don't want to overdo it. You
Right.
know, they're kids; they want to have
Yep.
fun, and
Yep.
that's something that Coach Diego, because I know everybody knows me here by my government name is James. But everybody knows me by Diego, and
Okay.
Coach Diego. If you can say Coach Diego, then like, oh, if you say Coach James, no one's gonna know who you're talking about. Say
That's why
Coach
people watch
Diego.
out for Coach Diego.
Yeah, like Coach Diego. Oh, okay. And so, so yeah, so and that's been my journey. And like I said, I COVID definitely slowed me down,
Yeah.
and then we had to teach my daughter. That was her kindergarten. She was in kindergarten,
Oh
and my
yeah.
son was in pre-K. So, and I was, doing the daddy and the
Good
teaching and
times.
everything like
Good
that. And
times.
I will say, stress is a weight gainer. Don't let it
For
fool you.
sure. For sure.
Stress is a weight
Stress
gainer.
and a lack of sleep. You
Lack
gotta
of
get enough
sleep,
sleep.
stress, bad diet, all that stuff. It,
Yep.
it all fits in.
Yep.
So, but I mean, I'm down now to like 198, 199, but
Mm,
I was at like 230, and 230 is like my ultimate biggest
yeah.
I can ever seem to get. So, and I don't like being that big if it's not
Yeah.
muscle. So,
Right. Right. Yep. Because we
Because
know
we know
muscle weighs
muscle
more
weighs
than
more
fat
than fat.
people.
Muscle weighs more than fat. Remember that.
Yep.
So, but just but what I had to do for myself
Mm,
was to, get back active and cut down the sugars
yep.
and things like that. But they made it hard to be active. We couldn't even go fishing.
Yep. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I say. Having an active lifestyle for
Right.
us adults will really, really help. Like, if you gardening or
Yep.
housework, yard work,
Right.
everything isn't always a workout,
Right. Yep.
but you can make it into a workout.
Yep.
Like
Sure.
I used to work for the post office, and I had to be in at 5 a.m. and to deliver everybody's mail. And so my workout sessions were in the morning time, prepping everybody's mail.
Nice.
And
Hey.
I would incorporate my squats or my dips or my
Right.
lunges
Yep.
into my work.
Yep. That's what I do a lot whenever I'm trying to make breakfast. I'm like, okay, I get some music going.
Yep.
I'm in there
Yeah.
dancing while I'm cooking.
Getting there, pumping them arms and moving them
Right.
feet.
Yep.
That's getting your cardio, but that's moving cardio.
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
That is getting your heart rate rising and open up your pores to start that sweat to develop. Because
Yep.
when we sweat, we're releasing toxins.
Yep.
This might sound ill or whatever, but when we sweat, that's like peeing
Right.
through our body.
Yep. Yep.
So when you urinate, you are secreting or extractions from our body. We're pouring them out in the same thing. But
Right.
when we sweat, and
Yep.
that's why they say don't eat pork, because pigs don't sweat, because they hold the
Right.
toxins in their body. So, but that and
That's something I didn't know.
yep, yep. So pigs don't sweat, and so they don't have sweat glands, so they hold a lot of those
Right.
neurotoxins and all that bad stuff in the flesh.
Interesting.
Yep.
They say you learn something new every day. I just learned something new.
Yep. Yep. And so they have like all the parasites and all that stuff.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
why they're able to thrive.
Right. Yeah.
Uh, yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
That's what we're here for. We're trying to teach people something that's going to help them out.
Yeah. And so like, and that's why I say I stay away from a lot of red meats, because red
Yep.
meats actually back up the digestive tract, and it takes like
Right.
30 days to break down a steak. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yep.
So, and if you keep adding and adding and adding and adding and adding and adding on top of that, you just
Right.
backed up and backed up and backed up and backed
Yep.
up. And humans don't know this, but we carry worms too.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who have swollen stomachs
Yep.
come from a lot of parasites
Yep.
that they don't know about.
Yep.
And so you have to look into deworming or cleansing,
Yep.
because that's something that I recommend someone to do at least once a year,
Yep.
is try to cleanse yourself. Go through a cleansing or go to a little deworming, because that, I promise you, you don't think that we have worms, but no, we do.
Yeah. Yep.
We do.
Yep.
Every living creature carries parasites, aka
Yep.
worms,
Yep.
and you have to deworm yourself, just like a dog.
Yep. Yep.
So,
For sure.
yep. That
If you
that's
didn't
just
know,
something.
now you know.
Didn't know, now you know. So, in red meats, in pork, hold a lot of those parasites.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, this has been a great conversation we've been having. Hopefully, you guys got some out of it. We're going to get ready to shut down now. Have questions, reach out to Coach Diego. Contact Glorified Fitness Incorporated at glorifiedfitness.com. If you need to reach Coach Diego, you can contact me. If you don't have his information, I can get you in touch with him, because he can help you out with your fitness goals. So thanks again, James, for joining us today. And remember, you can always reach the Unreachable in your fitness goals, whether it's physical, mental, or spiritual. With Glorified Fitness Incorporated, we have the GFI Learning Center for tutoring and for workshops to help you have a better life. And so we're signing off now. Thanks everybody for listening, and to God be the glory.
Amen.